Per funzionare funziona. L'entrata, l'uscita. Per funzionare funziona. Qua. Ciao Gabri. Ciao Gabri. Minchia. Cazzo. Che senso tutto? Pa pa para pa pa para. Ciao Gabri. Ciao Gabri. Strano perché io vedo. Prova a ricaricare. Ma dammi uno screen, va. Che capisci. Ora sì, boh.
Have you ever seen a controller overlay and you were wondering how to set it up? Well, in today's video, I'll show you how to do it. It's super simple. So without further ado, let's go right. So you can do it wirelessly like me, or you can plug it in wired and it's going to work just fine. None, and choose player 1, and then you'll see the controller show up right over here. So no matter what I change, it's also going to change it on controller overlay. You were wondering how to set it up. Well, in today's video, I'll show you how to do it. It's super simple. So without further ado, let's go. So you can do it wirelessly like me, or you can plug it in wired and it's going to work just fine. None, and
No
choose
one.
player 1, and then you'll see the controller show up right over here. So no matter what I change, it's also going to change it on.
What's up? My name is Technoba here for Troubleshoot.
Sì, dammi un secondo. Tanto arrivo su Discord. Mi metto in salottino e guardo un attimo una roba al volo.
What's up? My name is Technoba here for Troubleshoot.
Sì, dammi un secondo. Tanto arrivo su Discord. Quella. Eh? Sono sempre più bello? Allora. Fermiamo generate. Player 1. Bellissimo questo. Cos'hai preso? La varicella, minchia. Che culo. Stavi laggando, eh? Sì. Vabbè, finché non stai male. Eh? Parlo? Buongiorno. White. Va cosa ho aggiunto sulla live? Vai a vedere cosa ho aggiunto sulla live. Già. Bellissimo. Interessantissimi. Però lo voglio bianco. Ok, ora sì. Quasi quasi lo metto qua. Però lì non si vede. Lo metto qui. Se la sento?
No, dico, la senti la tua voce qua su... Dai, cioè, si sente?
Se hai tele live accesa?
Sì.
No, non sento.
Certo. dico la sigla che voce qua su. Adesso sì, senza la
Prova 1, 2, 3. Che non si sente un cazzo.
Ah. Certo. Dico la sigla che voce qua su. Adesso sì, senza la
Prova 1, 2, 3. Ok, sembra funzioni. Quindi teniamo lì il telefonino.
Aspetta,
Di che?
sono uscito perché ti giuro stavo sentendo 20 voci.
Eh sì, perché stavo cercando di sentire io l'audio. Vai. Ora
Vado,
sono
vado.
pronto.
Allora, sono arrivato Grand Champion 23, divisione
8.
50.
Perfetto.
Quindi se perdiamo vai chill, scendiamo.
No problem.
Oh, adesso io non mi cazzo più, basta. Ho fatto una promessa.
L'onda io? Sì.
No.
Non male. Non stavo neanche nel gioco, sono partito lo stesso. Tutta mia.
Oh, il bus.
Vabbè.
Eh,
Ieri, ieri sono arrivato in finale. Torneo.
L'hai vinto?
No, ho trovato uno smurf. E niente.
Champion, vero?
In cosa il torneo?
Sì.
Ma che?
Fake. Minchia, ma che fake hai fatto ieri?
Puttana. Devastante.
Ho visto il video. Cazzo, troia.
Che l'ho distrutto quello.
Guarda, ti vedi con reso. Allora, non era proprio... Però doveva venire.
Cosa stanno facendo, Siva? Non capisco una madonna.
Questo qua solo... C'è solo che quello lì... Forte. Cioè, in aria è fortissimo. Ce l'hai?
Sì? No?
Cazzo. Che cazzo?
Non si capisce niente, oh, ti giuro. Cioè, stanno facendo cose strane.
No, io mi sto disconcentrando, cioè non capisco cosa... Oh, guarda, Resa, lo prendo. Porca troia, non ho visto il nome.
Vabbè, e poi? No, mi sono girato dalla parte sbagliata. Urca ma... Minchia.
No, quando voglio... Così no.
No, il backflip.
No, bus.
Ma no, perché ho preso io il boost? Che
non ho
devo
preso.
lasciare? Minchia, ero pieno io. Lince dorata.
E Leo è fortissimo.
Mi sono dimenticato di attivare Bacchus Mode.
Baggy Small.
Vabbè, qua Bacchus Mode attiva. Adesso mi laggerà un attimo, sicuro. Infatti, ho tirato una laggata disumana.
Una ragazza.
Di nuovo. La finiamo?
Chi è stato? Oh, chi è che ci ha rubato?
Partita, guarda.
Boh, a me sta rubando la casa. Io voglio capire che cazzo sta succedendo in sta partita.
Non so, non si capisce niente. Comunque segna.
Certo, io... Vabbè,
Anzi, lui. Sta facendo tutto lui.
guarda. Guarda come me l'ha presa. Basta, dai, il futuro.
Minchia.
Ce l'ho, ce l'ho. Ce l'ho, ce l'ho, ce l'ho.
Cielo, il cielo. Bene. Tutta per lui.
Trovato? No, via. Questo la tocca Fei.
Non butto.
Sì, vabbè. Come mi fa? Ma questo qua ogni tocco veramente è gol. Una volta dove non... Sì, vabbè.
Arrivo.
Mi sa di sì, aspetta un secondo.
Ok.
Vai, starta, ci sono.
Devi fare te.
Ah,
Eh.
sì.
Pa, parararam. Bazooka. Allora, intanto ora ci vedo che prima avevo tutta la tapparella bassa e alta e non vedevo un cazzo. Invece un passo avanti. Questo fa un fake. Questo un
Fammi
passaggio.
vedere come ci vedi.
Beh, ho preso il palo.
Ci vedi bene.
Wow. Un Gabrielito.
Io me lo sono portato via. No, l'avevo toccata.
Ah, ci sta. Sta tua. Ting.
Sì. Airbus.
Ehi. Buono. Ah. Madonna. Siamo andati tutti. Bello. Bastardo.
Secondo te fa bene 2 bottiglie d'acqua gasata in un giorno?
Beh, sempre acqua.
Cioè 1 litro.
Un litro non è un problema. Salutalo.
Lo saluto. Salutamelo. E niente. E niente.
Io no, no, boost. Madonna,
Vai, Trane, traniscimi.
bello, perfetto.
Fake. Fake push. Io ho fatto così. Tu fai così, fai una fake. Lui, allora, fai qua. Fai fake. Ci fa Trane, Trane, Trane. Fake per Trane.
Vado dentro. Ottimo.
La seconda persa.
Non ho detto ancora.
Um, la seconda è persa.
Oh, ma minchia, non riesco a toccarla praticamente.
Falla cadere. Che bel gioco, veramente. Aspetta, la pincio sul muro. Niente.
Traversa.
No!
Madonna.
Ah, vuoi vamparmi?
Eccolo.
No, volevo fare... Magari faceva il flick, però lì devo tirare. Porca.
No.
Bel passaggio. Opens.
No, volevo passare.
No, questo mi ha rotto il cazzo, porca puttana. No, oh. Ma quante volte sono andato in sta partita?
Boh.
No, no, questo mi ha rotto veramente.
La madonna. Un po' troppo.
Che schifo.
Ok.
Vabbè. Aspetta che c'è un mio amico che...
Wow.
Dopo di questa Leo ho solo 10 minutini, fatti 2 o 3 partite, che devo un mio account così mi metto a parlare Forza Horizon, che mi prendo da lui.
Va bene.
Quindi non so quanto ci metto, adesso ti ho detto 10-15 minuti, poi...
Calcola che io mi faccio il torneo delle 17.
Fake, era una fake.
Pure il boost mi ha fregato. Vabbè.
Va bene, shh. Non va più bene, va bene. Non va bene.
No,
Non va bene.
mi ha fatto un salto solo.
Oh, aspetta.
Buono.
Devo tirare proprio angolata. Stavi girando attorno al bus.
Dove è andato? È volato. Abbandonate la partita.
Arriva, Leo.
Quando mi faccio una partita.
Eh?
Riscuotiamo tutto. Minchia. Vai Jackson. Mio bus. Aia. P. Na 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 na. Du 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 du. Mi ha toccato il culo. Minchia. Che gioco. Che al millimetro. Treo. Complimenti. Vai, tira. Non ci arrivo, perfetto, come sempre. Buono. Minchia, tutte, eh? Guardate il culo, porco. Porco. Cagare. Meno male. Beh, abbandona. Altra partita persa. Siamo 4 persi e 1 vinta. Not bad. Una partita, poi vediamo il torneo. Tanto che cazzo me ne frega di rankare. Almeno 100 diamante. Miracoli non so ancora farlo. No. si lanciano più. Pure. Minchia, oh. Pure. Tutta tua. Ehi. Oh. Corri ragazzo laggiù. Paparabarabam. Paparam. Ma perché non hai fatto il salto in girato? Perché non fai i salti come dico io? Dico? Io? troppo forte. Perché? Era mia. 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 Già. Mia. E la recuperano. Strano, come tutte le mie partite. Meno male. Almeno uno. Che sono? Pam, pam. noia, ma perché non vedo i tocchi sul muro? Pedro. La troia, porca. Pedro. Alla madre. Pedro. Vai Pedro. Ho mancato il boost. Sicuro. Perché sono stupido? Perché sono stupido? Oh, bel passaggio, un bel tiro, ben fatto. Minchia. E pure. Vabbè, non si è alzato. A posto. Ma va a cagare. Madonna. palle. Ah. Ba-da-ba-da-bam. Bam-bam-bam-bam-ba-dam. Ba-da-da-da-ba-dam. Grazie. Perfetto. Ah, ma sono tornato un attimo, no? Festeggio, sto scendo. Basta, mi sono rotto il cazzo. Dai. No, no, basta, Michael, mi sono rotto il cazzo. Mi si sono gonfiate le palle. Pam. 6008.
culo. Oddio.
Registrazione manuale abilitata.
Registrazione,
No,
no,
io
rapidità.
che cosa sto vedendo? Che cosa sto vedendo? Tu non lo immagini. Praticamente un tir, sai, con il rimorchio, che supera quasi in curva un camion di quelli pesanti.
Lui mi disse che una cosa per cui era utile è che te ti metti
No,
lì,
ciccio.
se poi devi scappare o andare via di fretta, esci immediatamente.
Cioè,
Se
per
sei-
quando la...
Ma non sarebbe meglio quello che succhiacca?
Gennaio su cavoli, cavolfiori, broccoli e cime di rapa c'è lo sconto del 40%. Info in punto vendita. La Coop sei tu. Da Decathlon sono arrivati saldi.
Ma perché siamo proprio da donna, poi non sentiamo, come minimo 30 cammelli. Sicuramente sembra una donna facile. Certo, facciamo le tette. Un po' di...
Sti cazzi.
Comodo lui?
Ma io non so come faccio.
Guarda sto scemo! Oh Gesù! Ma l'hai visto?
Aspetta.
È proprio fissato con...
Già, troppo. La madonna. No, che io trovo. Ah.
Proclama.
Ora no. Meno sì. Ma ora no. Ecco. Prendo un taglierino che tagli. No.
Leo,
Aiuto.
che cavolo fai le live?
Sono rotto il cazzo di giocare pure.
Io sto guardando.
Stai?
Sto guardando a Forza Horizon io.
Ah, ok. Non l'ho consumato quel gioco. L'ho già consumato quel gioco.
Sì?
Sì.
Adesso tocca a me consumarlo. C'è un bel po' da fare.
Sì.
Viscas, mostragli il mondo delle fusa.
Già ho cominciato a prendere mano anche con le aste.
Splendido bambino. Se non fosse grazie ai negozi comics che ho costruito.
Facevo molto poco le aste. Facevo molto poco le aste.
No, io le faccio invece, porco Giuda. È un secondo metodo per fare soldi.
Sì, boh.
We are on our way to a customer who's taken his Ferrari to a farm and now
Cioè la priorità di quel gioco è fare
fare
praticamente le playlist. È la priorità. E con le playlist ti prendi macchine che dopo quando scompaiono diventano macchine esclusive e che le vendi una meraviglia.
I don't think
A tanti soldi poi tra l'altro.
in this condition before.
Arrivo.
Uh-huh.
Let's get down to business and get this car wash started. With the arches blasted clean, we can focus on the wheels.
Le 18.
Chaps, if you want to wash your own car, then visit tinocarcare.com to see my top picks for the best detailing products. Time for pre-wash treatment. And here comes the Tino Blue Snow Foam. Nice and thick, just how we like it. Okay chaps, let's now give this Ferrari a good scrub down. The water is just sticking to this core, and we don't want that. Now, with the Tino ceramic snow foam applied, water struggles to stick. Time for some interior action as we begin with these carpet mats.
dovrebbero cercare di dare ai piloti o a questo caso a Charles la possibilità di capire come, con l'accezione di Carlos Sainz, di capire com'era la condizione di pista con questa gomma che sarà quella che tutti useranno per la gara, ma questa è una gomma che Loco Planning ovviamente fa molta più fatica. Adesso i piloti vedranno come è migliorata già tanto secondo me la situazione della pista, adesso piove appena o non piove. Questa acqua che vediamo è dalla safety car che sta prendendo a Kimi Antonelli. Qui il punto dove ha perso la macchina Charles è il punto più bagnato di tutta la pista.
E peraltro questa è l'immagine che abbiamo di Kimi Antonelli alle spalle della safety car che alza molta meno acqua rispetto al monoposto di Formula 1, quindi immaginiamo quelli alle spalle di Kimi Antonelli. 30 secondi, Charles Leclerc, la sua delusione.
There could be many reasons, but at the end of the day,
potrebbero esserci moltissime ragioni, però ero io quello dietro il volante, per cui l'errore ed è un peccato perché chiaramente nel legge dell'installazione ho perso totalmente il controllo nel rettilineo opposto, ma non è che stessi spingendo più di tanto nel rettilineo, c'è stato solo tanto aquaplaning e la macchina non rispondeva più a quello che facevo.
Tanto Oscar Piastri dice la visibilità è terribile, è vero che l'occhio della telecamera non è come l'occhio del pilota, ci mette un po' di più, non si pulisce diciamo la telecamera, però le condizioni sembrano davvero al limite, stanno arrivando alle 18, no? Alla 18, poi alla 19, non ci sono ancora indicazioni, quindi credo proseguano ancora per un ulteriore giro di formazione con la safety car, lo vediamo visivamente ma chiedo conferma ai box da Mara San Giorgio. Mara.
Un extra formation lap dietro la safety car, Carlo.
Non capisco perché sul monitor non arrivino le informazioni, ma l'abbiamo visto che non si stavano fermando per questo ulteriore giro di formazione. Qui vediamo Max Verstappen che non la gira assolutamente, poi la rimette dentro così, se non viene superato dall'ultimo può andare a riprendere la sua posizione, il suo capo meccanico con Christian Horner e con Kimi Antonelli che sta molto vicino alla safety car. Andiamo a Sky Sport Club. Scusa Marca, da Matteo Bossi. Matteo.
Perché anche Kimi, Carlo, che è dietro, intanto sentiamolo. Esatto, che è lui che è il primo dietro la safety car, comunque dice che la visibilità è bassa e anche l'effetto frenante, un po' quello che è successo con Max, cioè se vai a dare pressione sul freno non hai effetto frenante ma blocchi soltanto l'anteriore perché quella frizione tra gomma e asfalto è bassissima, come vi facevo vedere io prima sulla griglia con la mano, cioè non c'è grip sull'asfalto stesso.
Marca, non so Roberto, non so se ci sarà da discutere perché se fossero, intanto è sospesa la procedura di partenza e quindi viene interrotta, bandiera rossa di fatto, se viene sospesa vuol dire che adesso torneranno sulla griglia, si sistemeranno per decidere poi il da farsi. Se fossimo in regime di safety car quello che sta facendo Verstappen, ossia di andare a riprendersi la posizione, non lo potrebbe fare. È la peggiore che abbia mai visto in ogni gara, bandiera rossa. Non capisco queste comunicazioni che non arrivano sul monitor, anche questa precedente, era chiaro che procedura di partenza sospesa vuol dire bandiera rossa, Mailander alla guida della safety car e tutti i piloti sono lamentati insomma di non vedere. Nel giro di formazione invece lo spieghiamo perché qualcuno già si è agitato dicendo non può superare Max Verstappen con la safety car. Questo non è un regime di safety car, questo è un regime di giri di formazione, quindi se perdi la posizione, se non sei superato dall'ultimo, la puoi andare a recuperare.
Lewis adesso prenderà il posto della casella di Charles, che non era il caso prima. Sesto.
Vediamo che li fanno rientrare in pit lane, non li portano in griglia, quindi adesso si schiereranno tutti in fondo alla pit lane. nella giornata di gara normale, che ci sono più giri di formazione, in genere si esce con la full wet e solo dopo si mette l'intermedia.
Sì, questo è il motivo, esattamente Carlo. Se ci fosse il fatto che hai solo un giro, riesci vuoi dargli al pilota la condizione che si troverà in gara. E per questo gli hanno dato sicuramente, non sicuramente, ovviamente nessuno si aspettava che fosse talmente bagnata la zona più veloce dalla curva 8 fino alla curva 11 dove ha avuto l'acquaplaning, per cui c'era un rischio ma controllato, diciamo, ma non per peggio lì dove vediamo lui si vede che sta parserizzando il gas. L'impatto è molto laterale, nella parte frontale si ripara facilmente, importante, qui guarda quantissima acqua c'era.
La sospensione posteriore che ci vorrà un po', ma
è per questo che il tempo non è che ce n'è tantissimo di tempo.
sai se la macchina la stanno restituendo, perché anche questo è importante, perché se devono aspettare il termine di tutto sarà tiratissimo per la qualifica. Se la macchina nel frattempo la stanno già riportando, è chiaro che è sempre una corsa contro il tempo, ma potrebbero farcela.
Sì, no, non lo so, veramente non so se lì hanno adesso che non si gira è più probabile che riescano a portarla indietro.
E qua Bono con Peter Bonington con Kimi Antonelli. Roberto, è sempre più strabiliante la sua tranquillità, anche la chiacchierata fatta con Mara e Matteo una volta sceso dalla macchina, la prima volta, e questa invece è l'espressione: sei contento? Sì. Fai una faccia triste? Questa. Fai una faccia allegra? Questa. Oscar Piastri. È incredibile la tranquillità, la serenità. Hai portato la macchina in griglia, parti per la prima volta dalla pole, sta diluviando, pure è sceso dalla macchina, si è concesso tranquillamente all'intervista. Abbiamo visto anche, magari rimandiamo, visto che c'è un po' d'attesa, il giro di pista fatto con Mara all'hot lap, per far notare un paio di cose. Intanto che quando fa le curve tira fuori la lingua, che non si può vedere ovviamente con il casco integrale quando è in Formula 1, e poi la sua con il casco sembra ancora più bambino di quei 18 anni e 8 mesi che ha Kimi Antonelli, però impressiona davvero per la sua estrema serenità. E ho visto una Mara molto molto preoccupata, che però ha dato le giuste indicazioni a Kimi. Guarda che faccia da bambino, guarda la lingua che esce Mark quando va in curva, quando c'è quell'attimo di tensione in più. Robby, Mark.
Guarda anche qui Mara che si tiene anche con una mano qui nella zona centrale. Sì, quello della lingua e lo farà ovviamente, sì, però quello è anche un po' pericoloso, Qui, questo è il punto dove l'ha persa prima. Wow. 2,60. Non è poco, per niente.
Però Mara, qua non si vede nel video, ma ha detto, allora qui in Italia è stata Mara a spiegare la pista, quindi per questo poi ha fatto la pole Kimi Antonelli. No, bellissimo questo giro. Guarda lui come se la ride. Robby.
Si diverte, perché qui con questa macchina ti permette di fare dei traversi che con la Formula 1 non li puoi fare perché rischi della prestazione. Però mi piace vedere Mara, guarda anche il pass, fa tutto in avanti e lui si diverte tantissimo, perché è un ragazzo così giovane. E ieri tutti ne parlavano, Carlo, qui in Miami, che come ha fatto una pole che nessuno si aspettava.
Robby, non abbiamo ancora il timing di ripartenza, o meglio di partenza di questa gara sprint di Miami, piloti che sono ancora giù dalla macchina. Vorrei magari con te, Roberto, anche approfittarne per rifare un po' di rassegna stampa. Marco Antonelli, il papà di Kimi, rassegna stampa in giro per il mondo. Da noi i giornali erano già chiuse le prime pagine, quindi ha avuto una presenza relativa sulle prime pagine dei giornali, molto in piccolo. Questa sua prima pole, una pole italiana che mancava dal 2009, perché per l'orario, lo sappiamo, i giornali sono già fatti e finiti, lasciano degli spazi già dedicati. Evidentemente se fosse stato nel pomeriggio si sarebbe preso la prima pagina. Però ad esempio Marca, il giornale spagnolo, l'ha paragonato a Yamal.
Sì, infatti.
A Roberto, cioè io continuo a fare domande a Roberto e rispondi mai.
No, ma sì, il fenomeno, adesso tutti parlano del fenomeno, che sì. Noi ne parlavamo già un po' prima, no? Ma sì, questo mi è piaciuto tantissimo il fatto che l'abbiano paragonato a Lamine Yamal, perché anche lui, Amin Lamal, non ha ancora neanche 18 anni per quanto sì, o forse era appena fatto, ma comunque sta facendo tutti i record, non sta battendo tutti i record.
Questi sono, c'è una generazione di ragazzi, chiaramente Antonelli è quello che ha avuto la possibilità di esordire sulla macchina più competitiva, c'è una generazione di ragazzi molto molto preparata e Antonelli è un ragazzo che ha dovuto superare tanti esami per arrivare dov'è, quindi la pressione è qualcosa che ha provato e con cui ha convissuto anche nelle stagioni precedenti, perché sai, tu fai parte del programma Mercedes, ma se non performi vai a casa, quindi ogni anno ti giochi la riconferma. E quando è arrivato in Formula 1 l'ha fatto, io credo, nella condizione migliore, gli è servito tanto, anche se forse non lo posso dire perché non mi sta sentendo, visto che credo gli sia servito molto l'errore di Monza dell'anno scorso, quando ha picchiato in F1, lì ha capito, credo anche che ci vuole un approccio più graduale, però il suo approccio graduale è stato finora perfetto, perché mentre lui impara porta al team dei risultati importanti, dei punti importanti, quindi diciamo ha un rendimento che non è da rookie, ha un rendimento di un pilota che sta già capitalizzando quella che è il potenziale della macchina. Chiaramente c'è un processo di crescita in corso, intanto segnalano che si ripartirà fra 10 minuti, c'è un processo di crescita in corso, ci saranno anche degli errori, Toto Wolff l'ha detto, però ieri Wolff ha detto, soprattutto si è tolto un sassolino dalla scarpa, ha detto lo scorso anno c'è anche chi un po' ci ha criticato dicendo sarebbe stato meglio mettere un giovane magari in Williams per sottoporre una pressione minore rispetto a Mercedes, però noi volevamo averlo pronto per il 2026 quando scatteranno i nuovi regolamenti e non c'è posto migliore della Mercedes per adattarti alla Mercedes.
Intanto avevano comunicato l'errore di Monza 12:25, ovviamente ora locale, è arrivata la correzione, ritardano di ulteriori 3 minuti alle 12:28. Abbiamo visto scorrere i titoli dei giornali internazionali, inglesi, spagnoli, di tutto il mondo, con titoli del tipo Paul sensazionale, Paul scioccante, perché il più giovane Paul, lo ricordiamo, non vale la pole di ieri per le statistiche, però il più giovane poleman è a tuttora detentore di questo record, Sebastian Vettel, a oltre 21 anni, giovanissimo ma oltre 21 anni. Non dimentichiamo che Kimi Antonelli di anni ne ha 18, di mesi ne ha 8 e di giorni oggi ne ha 12. Questa è tutta la rassegna che potete trovare ovviamente sul nostro sito. Gli viene attribuito il fatto che, guardate, Paul shock per Kimi Antonelli, e marca che ha scritto Kimi come Yamal, il giovane talento incredibile del Barcellona. E dicevamo Kimi Antonelli che è pronto adesso a partire dalla sua pole position, poi ci proverà alle 22 a fare la pole, quella vera, quella del Gran Premio, anche se diciamo è pur sempre una sprint, Marche, ma ci sono pur sempre anche gli altri 19, non è che perché è una sprint gli altri 19 non ci sono e non spingono.
Però sai, il fatto che l'ha fatta in una condizione così complicata, no? Una pista che non conosce, in un format che ti permette solo un'ora di field practice, l'ha fatta ancora più, per me è stato più shock, no? Io mi aspettavo,
non aveva provato la soft in prova libera, non l'aveva mai provato.
Per cui è quello che fa, che come l'ha fatto nelle condizioni più complicate di tutte, una pista con i muri vicini, una pista che non è per niente facile, e lì dove è stata la genialità sua, no? Te la potresti aspettare, non so, a Monza, più in là, ma farla a Miami con un sprint format, wow, è stato quello veramente, per quello Roberto e io siamo rimasti senza parole, perché non sapevamo cosa dire, perché stavo vedendo, vedevamo qualcosa che non era
una cosa mai vista, come dici tu, Marca, perché
sì, è stato, non avevo mai visto, non avevo mai neanche immaginato che quello poteva accadere qui a Miami in un formato sprint. È stato geniale.
Un errore, Roberto, Mercedes con Russell invece, che è sceso in pista prima, praticamente da solo Verstappen, forse anche un errore aver benzina per fare 2 tentativi, o Russell sarebbe stato lì poi con Kimi Antonelli, o Kimi secondo te?
Ed Senna, famously majestic in the wet, as was Michael Schumacher. The legends have all been.
Ho visto Antonelli più veloce di Russell già in Q2, se non sbaglio.
competing in Formula 2, but was also conducting an extensive testing program at circuits around Europe, and then moving on to the Middle East as well at Yas Marina. They ran him as much as they could in the old car, as per the rule book, working to get him prepared for this debut, and it is only his 8th Formula 1 race. You are looking at the pole sitter, an extraordinary story already at 18 years of age, but an extraordinary responsibility. We heard on the radio from him that he couldn't see, and he was behind the safety car. So what it must have been like for those at the very back of the field. The wall of spray meant that we had to chuck in a delay here. We will venture out of the pit lane in coming up to 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, and when the leader thinks that the visibility is tough, then believe you me, further back, it is just as frustrating as this is to wait. It's just not raceable conditions. And usually you get some hero further back in the field that will be on the radio saying, yeah, this is good, let's go for it, let's do it. There wasn't today. Even the more experienced heads, or the likes of Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso in the mid-pack, they didn't fancy it in that condition before. I have to say, this is not looking that wet at all.
It really isn't. Let's get a perspective of what the conditions were like about half an hour ago. This is Charles Leclerc, who's just been to the media pen, talking about the conditions.
There could be many reasons, but at the end of the day, I'm the one behind the wheel. So, I mean, it's a mistake, and a big one, because obviously on the lap to the grid, that's never what you want. I was completely out of control in the back straight. I wasn't even flat out, so I wasn't trying to push in the straights, but there was a lot of aquaplaning, and the car was just not responding to anything I was doing anymore, and it was the wall. But yeah, it doesn't justify what I've done.
Do you think the car can be ready for qualifying for later?
I'm pretty confident. I couldn't really see the amount of damage there was. It was quite a big hit, because in this particular place of the straight, it's only a hard wall, so the hit was quite hard.
Okay, so we have been informed that when we leave the pit lane, the race will start, so we will be taking the grid start.
Audibly frustrated that he's not part of the sprint race.
Yeah, and he takes the blame on himself. He often does. I mean, it's just such difficult conditions to go around there, and the balancing act of learning something and keeping it on the track is a difficult one. And the rain was just intensifying tremendously at that point. So, it's just such tough conditions, which we don't have now.
So there's no more rain expected currently.
My finish on slicks.
Honestly, I was thinking that. We're not far from a slick tyre crossover with this heat. By the time we get these drivers back out on circuit, it's a sprint race that's been delayed, and we might even, in 18 laps, have someone wanting a shot at slicks, and then you could be a hero once again.
So there's no more rain expected currently.
My finish on slicks.
We haven't started the race yet, so hearing a change of plan for Yuki Tsunoda, who was due to start the race from the pit lane, will now start from the grid. We'll see if that plays out as they have discussed on the radio. We've gone from Lewis Hamilton to Isaac Hadjar, two-time point scorer in Formula 1 2025. And he has had a season's best of putting it 7th on the grid. He's due to line up in 9th in the queue. That will become 8th as soon as we get going. The drivers have to be aware of their grid boxes if we get a standing start, and all of the teams will be looking at how quickly this circuit is going to dry out. We will still have those conditions, there will still be a lot of spray evacuated from the surface. Let's check in with Laura and Chris now.
Very murky conditions above, aren't they? I was just saying, though, that there is a real humidity and heat here. It is looking like this side, certainly, of the paddock is just drying out. But Chris, we were excited for this sprint race with the prospect of an 18-year-old rookie on pole as the youngest ever. And now the rain has just added another bit of spice into the pot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people will be
maybe frustrated waiting, but I think this is the right thing because it's giving us the best chance of having a full race. We could have gone round and round and round behind the safety car. Instead, they've gone, let's wait, let's let it dry out to a point that the spray won't be so bad, and then let's let them go racing. So, yes, we're waiting a little bit, but it's so we can have a proper race, and I'm really excited for it when we get it, because I think Jolyon's right. I think there'll be a crossover to dries here.
I love a crossover, the jeopardy of when to pull the trigger from the pit wall. The sun is just peeking out behind us. I think that might be a slither of blue sky. Back to you guys for this one.
Thank you, Laura. Let's try this again. We have waited for the resumption. And the field of mechanics and engineers has cleared. The tyre blankets have been removed and the intermediate shod cars will make their way out onto the circuit for a couple of laps as per the plan from race control. They've communicated they're expecting a couple of laps behind the safety car, and in these conditions they will then take the decision in the next couple of minutes whether we will get a rolling start or a standing start as the track continues to dry, and we'll assess what the spray is like. It's looking a lot better as we make our way through the opening corners of the lap.
Much better, isn't it? The track is wispy spray now. It's wispy. I think this is certainly going to be it could be a strategy race. 18 laps, 2 more behind the safety car here, and then with the temperature, there's nothing that dries up a circuit like Formula One cars circulating, literally just sucking the moisture off the ground as they come through. That's what's being thrown up into the air, and there is still spray. You can see it on the cars as they build up the speed there. The McLaren weaving, trying to make sure the temperatures are still good on the tyres when they get going, but it's much more raceable. This will be a race start in a couple of laps.
You can see Andrea Stella, the team principal of the Formula One champion team. That is McLaren, starting this one second and third. There are 10 points between Oscar Piastri in the lead of the Drivers' Championship and Lando Norris in second. Max Verstappen only 12 points back. There are 8 points available for the win. And if Kimi Antonelli can finish where he starts, they'll be going to him. But what does this feel like, Jolyon? You've worked basically your entire life to get to this point, and you know that you've had to go through the motions, you've had to wait, you've had to restart the starting procedure, but the conditions suit your talent.
Well, I think in a way, this has gone into a tougher conditions for Antonelli, who's out front. What he would have wanted is just put on some inters, drive around 19 laps with the best visibility out there, and the inters will work, and that'll be fine.
How conditions?
Raceable now, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Even if we don't get to a slick tyre crossover, looking after these inters is now going to become a massive issue. And now you're talking about trying to save the tyres, trying to keep them cool, trying to go offline when the track's drying, and make sure that they're good for the duration, because if these tyres fall away...
How conditions?
Raceable now, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
For Antonelli now, but it's become harder, this Grand Prix, and it probably suits those further back that have got the experience and the nous to know when to push and when to save the tyres. And then there's still the element of, will there be slicks?
Yeah, standing waters go on quite a lot. Still a couple of rivers. Visibility is okay. End of the straights is still pretty bad. Yeah, standing waters go on quite a lot. Still a couple of rivers. Visibility is okay. End of the straights is still pretty bad.
And we will get a standing start. So the conditions are now appropriate for a standing start, and all those that line the main straight will get a great view of these cars launching from the line, and the heart-pounding moments begin for Kimi Antonelli, who last took a pole position in Formula Regional. That was only 18 months ago. Now he's at the front of the field in Formula One, and we've made you wait for it, but we're about to see the best drivers in the world have a standing start and launch their cars down to turn number 1. And a high-pressure braking zone awaits for Kimi Antonelli. The safety car will peel in. And finally, Jolyon, we're about to go racing.
Yeah, the good news for Antonelli is that 3 of the 19 laps have been eaten up with no racing. The bad news for us is that we're going to lose a little bit of racing action, but oh, it's going to be good. There's a lot of pressure at stake. Antonelli has to get off the line, getting the traction down with the amount of power these Formula One cars have got in these conditions is not easy. Getting that throttle down is all about being super, super gentle on it and feeling the grip. That's where those behind have got more experience as well, remember, in these conditions. And there's still championship positions at stake behind Antonelli as well. How much do the McLaren drivers risk it? How much do Verstappen risk it when there are solid points at play?
This is the sort of day where if you can magic a result from 4th to 1st, if you're Max Verstappen, you're absolutely in contention. Only 12 points away from the lead of the Formula One World Championship. Lando Norris is 10 points back. The leader is Oscar Piastri, but the leader on track, crawling to the line because he wants everyone else to come with him. He doesn't want to be sat on pole position, losing tyre temperature in those intermediates. It might be wet, but you still need tyre temperature in those green-walled intermediate tyres, and it's a crawl to the line in front of a raucous crowd as Antonelli takes his place at the front of the field.
Getting off the line and then finding that braking point as well in these conditions. They've only come through there once so far in these conditions. That is why we just had a couple of laps behind the safety car. Where on earth do you brake, and how do you have eyes everywhere on the mirrors, make sure no one's sending a lunge down the inside, try and find your own bit of grip as well. There's a lot to do.
It is always wonderful to watch Formula One cars in these conditions because the drivers are living on their racing instincts. We lead to the line now. The last car in position will be Yuki Tsunoda. There will be 19 on the grid. There is the Red Bull out in SQ1 yesterday, and he will form up in 19th position. Here we go then. Nervous glances from the crowd. Here come the lights. And the sprint in Miami is underway. Good and even reaction time for the front row, but Oscar Piastri's diving to the inside. The top two, side by side, and Antonelli goes off at the first turn. He loses 3 positions, and through goes Oscar Piastri to the lead. Then it's Lando Norris up to 2nd place, and Max Verstappen is up to 3rd. Piastri got past, he got a great launch, he got the inside line. Antonelli tried to hang on to it, and he couldn't hang on to it. He's down to 4th.
So Piastri's essentially done exactly what he did on his last race start in Jeddah, from 2nd place, make it his own corner down the inside, and there was nothing Antonelli could do on the outside there.
It wouldn't be off.
We'll give you a replay, but at the moment we've got to bring you the pictures of the racing on the opening tour, where you're trying to find the grip, where you're trying to find your way.
It wouldn't be off.
Russell trying to reassert his dominance at this team. Antonelli saw the chances slip down to 4th position. Russell using more of the road. Is he going to risk it? It would be a huge risk if he threw one to the inside there, and he knew it, he backed out.
Yeah, he's really wanting that place on this first lap, and has a little look at the inside of 16. He's got to try and strike while the iron's hot, while his teammate and everyone else is trying to figure out the grip. But now, looks like he's got his mirrors and eyes full of Lewis Hamilton behind as well.
Hamilton finding himself in P6, then it's Albon and Alonso, the last of the point scorers. Liam Lawson got a stormer. He's up 5 places to P9 as they are circumspect round the hairpin. Can anyone go for a late lunge? There's a Williams risking it to the inside there. And let's see whether they can apply the power. I think Sainz was trying to get past Ocon, but wasn't able to do so. Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Antonelli and Russell, your top 5.
Piastri is bolting out front. 1.7 seconds now is his race lead, and he made a big gap in that final corner where so many of the drivers were cautious. That's where Max Verstappen went off, just on that previous formation lap. So it's really slippery in the final turn, but Piastri seems to have his head down now and is building the gap.
So Lawson gaining 5 positions from where he was originally due to start. Not the only one. Lance Stroll also up 5 positions as well. So the bravery difference out there was different, and dramatically so. Hulkenberg lost 4 positions on the getaway, and Sainz was unable to clear Esteban Ocon. It is a sizable lead out front for Oscar Piastri, the championship leader. Looks like he's going to extend his advantage if it finished like this. We're on lap 4 of 18. We started the clock when the safety car left the pit lane, and so we are on lap 4 as once again Sainz tries to side his way past outside line. trying to turn it into the inside line. A man who's won in the wet before, no way by at the moment.
No, not finding the grip on the outside of that long right-hander. Sometimes just driving off the racing line and you can suddenly pick up a load of grip.
Strike very quickly.
Copy.
Piastri was one-eyed to possibly a slick tyre later on, and just warning then his race engineer, Tom Stallard, saying, just keep on your toes, we've still got to win this one, and it might come down to strategy.
Strike very quickly.
Copy. The Williams man is through, but Ocon places the car nicely, gets the traction, gets the place back. It's great battling. It's only for P12, but it's great battling out there. The American team and Ocon, who joined them at the start of the year with Haas, up against Williams. And these two teams also fighting in the Constructors' Championship. They're 5th and 6th, with Williams ahead of Haas coming into this weekend.
I won't turn.
In 6th behind George Russell, who's just dropped away from Antonelli ahead of him. This is on board with Lewis coming out of turn 8 and accelerating now up the long straight where his teammate crashed on the way to the grid. We can have another look at the start. So Piastri gets the drive in this part. Now he's halfway alongside Antonelli. He's right alongside. He's even ahead coming into the corner. And I mean, that's not an argument that Antonelli can have there. A bit like Verstappen in Jeddah. Piastri was there, he had the corner, and really Kimi, with a bit more experience, probably would have backed out and accepted that the place was never going to be held on the outside.
Even off the line, then watch the second phase of the start. Piastri getting a much better second phase and getting to the apex first.
Yeah, he's got it done, and once again, he's kept it really well on the track. It's a fantastic move, actually, from Oscar to get the launch, the drive in the second phase, and then stop the car perfectly and take the race lead.
This is what Oliver Bearman saw, or perhaps didn't see, into the first turn of the race. Unlucky with the conditions and the visibility. Lucky not to rip the front wing off.
And then have a little dangle of the nose and sights at turn 2 as well. So really, really going brave in the first couple of corners, Bearman.
Race control have noted the incident between Antonelli and Piastri, only noted at this stage. Jolien told you this was going to happen earlier on. We're seeing cars peel from the racing line. They're trying to keep their intermediates cool. They're trying not to wear away the rubber.
Yeah, and there could be seconds worth of difference. Normally in equal conditions, drivers are fighting for tenths. They're fighting for hundredths in qualifying. But if the tyres go away, you can just be a complete sitting duck. And that's why they've got to be careful and not chew through these intermediate tyres. That's why the full wet was never going to be an option, really, probably even on the first stint, why only Sainz went for it. But now it's about, will there be a slick tyre crossover?
No further investigation required after a review of turn 1. The stewards of race control agreeing with Jolien.
He's basically, Kimi there, just exclaiming to his team. There's never going to be anything there with the stewards. I'm sure he'll have watched back the start of the last race and seen exactly how that unfolded with Max and the 5-second penalty that came. Now, I wondered here, Verstappen is noted for out of position. He was so aggressive on his grid box. We were on board with him seconds before the start. I think he might have gone over the front of his grid box. We will hopefully get another replay of it in a conclusive angle, but that is the Lando Norris issue from Bahrain, isn't it? And it looked really marginal. He's always pushing it, but obviously the stewards now are well, it's been noted, so they could be having a look at it soon.
You were watching a replay a few moments ago of pass and repass with Esteban Ocon and Carlos Sainz. We're going to get more of the same now. This is our battle on track, the closest one at the moment. We're on lap 7 of 18, the second sprint race of the season. The gap is 1.9 seconds between the top two out front. Max Verstappen has been noted for potentially being out of position. You must have a part of the tyre in contact with your white line on the grid box. Otherwise, it is a 5-second penalty, and it would be a costly one, would drop Verstappen down. And no further investigation. So they're doing things by the book, but we don't need an investigation into turn 1, and we don't need an investigation into Max Verstappen at the start, and here's why.
Yeah, well, we can have a look at it then. We'll see how close this was. So he's going right up to the white line. He always maximises what he can do, but there, it was when we saw that angle, and you could see the front of the white line. I wondered if he had gone in front of it, but the stewards have had a look, and they don't think he did. So that's in the clear for Max.
Wide moment for Kimi Antonelli coming through at turn 11. Couple of wheels over the white line. Not a part of the racetrack he would want to be at. His dreams of a maiden win in Formula One fading in the opening meters of the race. Tried to go wheel to wheel with Oscar Piastri, the driver who has been in contention all the way through the season in qualifying. That's the main thing he had to fix. And at the moment, he's taking another point out of his teammate Lando Norris in the battle for the World Championship. And another couple out of Max Verstappen, who is free to continue in third place. Everyone else is looking after the tyres. These two scrapping lap after lap after lap. And this time, Sainz is able to go deep. He went past, he went deep, and we go again. 12th position still belongs to Esteban Ocon.
5 laps and counting, these two have been together at turn 17, and Sainz cannot find a way of passing Ocon into the corner without losing it on the way out. That's now 3 times he's been repassed on the way out. That time it looked like there was a chance with the outside line. He can rotate the car. When he goes to the inside, he's just washing with understeer, and he's just too slow to get on the throttle. But Ocon is playing him pretty well at this point. 12th place, they're outside of the points, but you never know what can happen in this sort of race.
No mandated pit stops, or no mandated tyre change, I should say, as per this. What a glorious day it's turned out to be in Miami.
Oh, the sun's coming out as well, and the track is drying. Will it dry enough? The thing is, for those at the front, as Antonelli goes wide again, coming through turn 11, and he's sliding his way into 12 as well. Looks like these Inters are finding some pain as the track dries. It's not easy, and there are going to be chances further back that put on the slicks, because you might as well. Only the top 8 are going to score. So if you're not in contention of getting there on an intermediate tyre, bolt on a slick, and if it works, you could be 6 seconds a lap quicker. You could be 10 seconds a lap quicker if it really works. So that's why it's all about being on the right tyre at the right time. And those further back, I don't think are going to give the likes of the McLarens an easy run here.
The drivers are peeling from the racing line to try and cool their degrading intermediate tyres. The grooves that evacuate the water are disappearing, but that's not a huge problem because there's no more expected rain.
Well, my visor is just absolutely I have no visibility. I don't know if he's bolting on something. It's terrible.
So that's Liam Lawson in the Racing Bulls and Max Verstappen both complaining about visibility.
Well, my visor is just absolutely I have no visibility. I don't know if he's bolting on something. It's terrible.
They're always drained mentally, even if it is a sprint, let alone if you have visibility issues.
And especially the lack of spray now that's coming up. These are the cars just behind Max, 3 seconds back, and we saw in the last lap Kimi starting to roll into oversteers as the tyres opening up now, this intermediate, and he's under big pressure from his teammate, and this is actually helping Max stay in third, because I think Russell here has got more pace than his teammate. You can just see Antonelli struggling.
How's the track? Trying, but not as quick as I thought.
That's best case for Piastri. He's just opened up the lead on the last lap by a second. The gap that was routinely 1.7 seconds is now nearly 2.7 seconds. He doesn't want there to be any strategy in play. Let this be just a pure fight for the drivers on intermediate tyres. Strategy opens up.
How's the track? Trying, but not as quick as I thought.
George Russell in close proximity to Kimi Antonelli. George Russell's 134th start in Formula One tomorrow. When it comes to Grand Prix, it will be Kimi Antonelli's 6th. We're going qualifying later on for the Grand Prix format. Right now we're going racing with the 2 Mercedes down to turn number 1. Antonelli's been drifting away from that racing line to cool the Inters earlier. Bit of defence now as well.
Right now, it's still faster than slick, but by a little bit.
Well, star of the overtaking battle with Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz, who had a great result, really strong performance in Saudi last time out, bringing his teammate as well for a double point score for Williams. So important that they score, as there's a wide moment for George Russell, struggling to rotate the car at turns 7 and 8.
Yeah, just losing it.
Yeah, right now, it's still faster than slick, but by a little bit.
Hamilton, struggling in these conditions in the Ferrari. He's nowhere near the back of the Mercedes, and in fact, he's got Albon right with him. Here we go.
Hint of a look. The Thai driver into turn 11. A special orange crash helmet for this weekend. Hamilton hanging on to it, slightly wide line through there, and then it's one by one.
I've got a lot more pace here, guys.
Yeah, copy that, George.
George wants Antonelli out of the way to try and put the pressure on Verstappen. Verstappen trying to minimise the damage to the mighty McLarens out front, and the championship leader continues to hold the lead. We're running out of laps here. It's lap 10 and 18.
Yeah, the problem is if you do fit a slick tyre, you've got to be quick enough to make up a 20-second deficit for the pit stop, and that's now when the further that everyone goes into the race, the issue. DRS has been enabled. That's a game changer now for Albon, who will come out of this final corner and now will be within striking distance of Lewis Hamilton, who's just floundering around. He's got no grip at the moment, Lewis.
Who's going to gamble on the slick tyre?
He's got in close to slick.
Copy.
Antonelli is thinking about the gamble.
Tsunoda pits. So, is this to give?
He's got in close to slick.
Copy. But it's a medium tyre that goes on, and this will be fascinating now. Everyone will look and see how quick he is just in the opening corners, because if it's quick, they have to make a decision immediately.
How Yuki Tsunoda fires up those slick tyres could change the race. His outlap could be defining for who takes the second sprint race of the year. Who finishes the lead of the Mercedes? Will Alex Albon go for a gamble? Will Carlos Sainz? I think Carlos Sainz, who finally got up to 12th position, by the way. That story is being concluded, and the Williams man was able to get through. This is Oliver Behrman, and this is Weizsäcker heading to the hairpin, heading to 14th position.
Given loads of space there by Pierre Gasly up the inside of the Alpine. Nicely done. This is closing up again a little bit at the front. The gap that went out by a second has come back in by pretty much a second. Norris applying a bit more pressure on his teammate. 2 seconds back, 1.9. They're both driving away from Verstappen, and Red Bull with a dummy. But I'd wondered, here we go, Hamilton pits. He's not having a good time on the Inters, and this is now the main front runner to come in, bolt on a set of soft tyres which will fire up quickly, and this will put pressure on everyone ahead.
So Yuki Tsunoda's out there on the mediums. In a few moments' time, Lewis Hamilton will be out there on the soft tyres, attacking the racetrack, trying to fire up the tyre temperature and then trying to extract all of the grip. If it works, he could come flying back through the field.
Tsunoda's just done his best middle sector of the race so far. It's on par with the leaders. That will get better and better, and the leaders will get worse and worse. I think Slicks is the right call, even with 6 laps to go. I think Slicks is a good call, and it's a great gamble to take for anyone that's got nothing to lose.
So Hamilton giving up a couple of points with this move, but he wasn't happy and he was under big pressure. Said earlier on the radio the car wasn't turning. This gap had closed incrementally a few moments ago. It's now 9/10 of a second as Lando Norris takes the fight to the only man ahead of him in the Formula One World Championship.
Montreal last year, Norris was third, and he kept his intermediate tyres in really well in the first stint. Picked off Russell, picked off Verstappen en route to Russell, and led the race and was charging away before the safety car neutralised it, and actually pretty much cost him a win on that day. But he's done the same thing here. He's looked after the Inters, and now he is piling the pressure on his teammate. They're nose to tail through the final corner.
99 points for Oscar Piastri, 89 points for Lando Norris. We are on board with Lewis Hamilton, left-hand side of your screen. He's on the slick tyres. Does Antonelli or Russell go for the slick tyres? Red Bull back in the pit lane as well.
Verstappen pits, so Verstappen dives in from third place, and McLaren here stay out.
We've got a yellow flag out on the circuit. Carlos Sainz has had a moment, and he's dropped back. He's recovering at turn 16, and contact! And that's a collision in the pit lane and damage on the front wing for the world champion, Max Verstappen, with damage on the car.
Out he goes, slick tyres on. How badly will that affect him? He clonked over the debris as well, so his new soft tyres will have just taken a bit of a battering and a slice on their way out.
And so he's gone to the slick tyres, but he's got damage at the front of the car. And there is Carlos Sainz, who's got the puncher. He brought out the yellow flag. And now Yuki Tsunoda is up to 14th, Lance Stroll is up to 11th, Lewis Hamilton is in 9th position, but he's only 1.2 seconds away from Esteban Ocon. Hamilton will be flying right now. All the while we're going to battle for the lead and a jump over the chicane for Oscar Piastri, clinging on to P1, but only just.
Yeah, Piastri was done there if he tried to make the corner, so he bailed out across it and will give up the time he gained, but crucially keeps the place.
Hamilton's first sector, 2 seconds faster than our current race leader. The McLarens are 1 and 2, but they're struggling right now.
And Hamilton is back to within 3 seconds of Verstappen. He's back into the points already because everyone else has chosen to pit, and now it looks like McLaren may well get ready. In fact, Piastri's in.
Oscar Piastri comes in. The lead car gets the call, and the championship leader will come on and take on medium tyres. He will recover to the race, and it's changing late on. McLaren had to respond.
But where is Verstappen in all of this? He had a slow pit stop, he had a clunky moment and a collision. Where is he on his outlap? Has he been able to put the pressure on Piastri?
So it's Norris, the new race leader. In the pits came Piastri, Russell, Alonso, and we've also got Antonelli back in the pit lane once again.
Verstappen flies through shot with Hamilton right with him, so I think Max has got damage and he's got warm-up issues. Lewis is now up into 4th, clears the Mercedes of Russell, and Norris stays out on an intermediate.
Lawson is up to 9th position, Behrman up to 10th.
A lot of debris in the chicane. There's a lot you can't avoid it. It's all over the track. Turn 1340.
Norris knows a safety car saves him at the moment. If there's a safety car, he can pit, he will keep the lead, or he'll take the lead.
A lot of debris in the chicane. There's a lot you can't avoid it. It's all over the track. Turn 1340.
Going around, Max Verstappen, Hamilton in position to attack. He goes around his old rival, and the Ferrari fires through. They were first to the slick tyres, and that gamble has paid off.
Norris will pit on this lap as well. McLaren left it late and it's not worked out for either of them really, but the fact that Verstappen's ended up in a pickle in his own pit stop has kind of left them off the hook. It's worked out beautifully for Lewis Hamilton.
Fernando Alonso into the barriers at turn 12 at the exact moment that the safety car is deployed. Lando Norris has changed the slick tyres, and Lando Norris has got to get to the control line first. He's got to try and get out and hit the control line. Piastri, you're looking for the pit exit line here. That is what defines the race order. Who gets there first? Will it be Norris? Will it be Piastri? Because that defines who wins it, and I think Lando did it.
Norris is there first. So he got the safety car for a different reason than what he wanted. The debris was what he wanted, and that is the effect there. He now leads the race. Alonso's put it in the wall and is okay, but the safety car came and Norris leads.
A matter of meters between Lando Norris, the timing of the safety car crucial for the 2nd year in a row, and a sprint race that came alive with a strategic element that we just don't get, has seen a swing in the World Championship. It's Norris ahead of Piastri, on course to win once again in Miami.
So, will we get racing again before the end of this one?
We had a crash, Ollie Behrman into the wall yesterday. 4 minutes to recover the car. We have lap 15 of 18. The Antonelli Verstappen incident, obviously not what you want to see in the pit lane. That is under investigation for an unsafe release. And Norris, Piastri and Hamilton is your top 3. Feels like we've condensed about 2 hours of entertainment into about 20 minutes here.
Well, it was all about the slick tyre gamble, wasn't it? In the end, let's have a look at what came first of all for Carlos Sainz, who's looking at the back of Lance Stroll at this moment. He's about to clip the wall.
Yeah, so this is what brought out the yellow flag and caused his puncher, and just went too tight to the apex wall on the way into 14.
That's not really to do with conditions. He's just trying to line up the Aston Martin ahead and got greedy with the track there. Sainz clips the wall on the left rear and he's out of contention. Just desperate to get close before the next overtaking chance at the exit of the following corner. But Sainz there with a bit of a mistake. Alonso's one was bigger, and that's what caused the safety car.
Imagine driving by on the road, just seeing that out the corner of your road car. The unique nature of the Miami International Autodrome. This was Sainz trailing back to the pit lane, and Max Verstappen has a 10-second time penalty for an unsafe release. This is the moment that damaged his front wing.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Guys, come on!
Right, so it's a double whammy. He pulls out, Antonelli wants to come in, but Antonelli can't pit because Verstappen's there. There's a clash. It's obviously an unsafe...
Guys, come on!
Fuck me, man.
Who has to effectively do a drive-through at this point. His pit is completely blocked. He can't stop the car, and Antonelli is completely scuppered by that.
And round we go. Contact between the Racing Bull and Liam Lawson, finding himself into the back of Fernando Alonso, and that is why...
Fuck me, man.
Another bit of a whack there for the Aston Martin. The barriers come at you quickly, even at the low speed. So Lawson's trying to go around the outside of Alonso, who just ushers him wide. And then Lawson's coming off the circuit, but Alonso's put him off the circuit. Bit of tight racing from the two, and it's Alonso who ends up in the barrier.
Talking of the barrier, how quickly can we clear the debris on the circuit? Is there any remaining time? It took about 5 minutes to recover the vehicle on Friday.
Well, there's 2.5 laps left. The drivers are about to come past the wreckage now. We should see them any second behind the safety car. And the Aston Martin is still there, stranded. So it's going to have to be quite a quick clear-up to have a one-lap dash. That's the best we're going to get, is a final lap dash.
That was what I was driving at. Are we going to get a last lap shootout for the win between the top two in the World Championship, the two McLaren drivers, with Hamilton timing that move from intermediates to slicks brilliantly?
Well, man, I don't know what to say.
Don't sweat it, Kimi. Don't sweat it.
Kimi, mini race, not relevant.
We won't put Toto Wolff in charge of the sprint marketing department anytime soon, but it was a brilliant qualifying session yesterday. A wonderful pole lap and a glimpse of why they elevated him to Formula One as quickly as they did.
Yeah, and he's not in championship contention. He's plain unlucky with that one, trying to pit. Verstappen there with the unsafe release from Red Bull. That's going to cost Max a heap of points here. He's going to get 5, but he's going to plummet out of points contention, which in the championship is not irrelevant when they're fighting tooth and nail for points here or there.
Great job in the pits, guys. Mega job.
Yeah, well, mega, yeah.
And that has been the case for Ferrari all year long. They have been...
Great job in the pits, guys. Mega job.
Yeah, well, mega, yeah.
Hamilton to the top 3. He's the driver that won the sprint race in Shanghai, the only one we've run until today. And we're on the penultimate lap of the race.
It's the strategy call rather than the absolute timing of the pit stop that's done it for Hamilton here. He's managed to get it right between himself and his race engineer and the strategist at Ferrari. When we had rain in Melbourne, Ferrari left with egg on their face. It didn't work out, and there was a lot of questions about the strategy, but here it's elevated Hamilton from a really average run on the Inters to a potential podium finish on the slick tyres.
Lawson and Alonso is going to be investigated after the sprint, and Red Bull having pit stop trouble once again. A 10-second time penalty for an unsafe release. They're trouble in Bahrain, and it's cost them on the timing page once again.
So Lawson and Alonso, that was a battle for points. Yeah, that was for 8th. Neither of those two drivers has scored so far this year, and that's why they were fighting it out so harshly. Lawson out wide, he was technically off the track when he ran into Alonso. He'll argue that Alonso forced him off the corner before and then gave him no space.
So Verstappen has got a 10-second penalty for unsafe release.
And what about Piastri?
No, nothing for him. Usual turn 1.
Good to know.
So Verstappen has got a 10-second penalty for unsafe release.
And what about Piastri?
No, nothing for him. Usual turn 1.
Good to know.
To Mercedes as quickly as possible with that superb maiden pole position, youngest ever pole sitter in any format of a Formula One race. And we wondered about a last lap shootout. I'm afraid we have run out of time. They had too much debris to clear up, and we are heading on to the 18th and final tour. The timing, absolutely crucial, and Norris is going to take a point out of Piastri that could be oh so important at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's a 2-point swing, and it's a bit of momentum that Norris will take back. He had a great run there. I mean, he was lucky with the timing of the safety car. It worked out perfectly for him, and that was just pure luck of Lawson and Alonso clashing at the time where Lando chose to pit. Without that, he's going to be under pressure from Hamilton behind in a normal race. McLaren kind of left it a bit late when pitting early was the order of the day to try and move forward, but they had a lot more to lose. And in the end, they're going to come 1-2 in this one. And Norris, he sort of dealt better with this race. Piastri was out front, had a chance to save his tyres, but Lando was a little bit better on them. And if there wasn't a pit stop in it, he kind of fancied he might pass Oscar on track as well.
So we are in formation. The safety car will peel away, and Lando Norris will be tasked with taking it to the line once again in Miami, and there will be so many fans around that will be celebrating once more. It's been wet, it's been dry, we've had pit stops in a sprint race that have affected the positions, we've had spins, we've had collisions, and we had the McLarens closing up. They got within 9/10 of a second of each other, but the timing of the safety car absolutely crucial, and Lando Norris is heading to another sprint win. McLaren looks set to continue the 1-2 finishes. They had that in the final 2 sprint races of 2024, and it looks like they're going to kick things off for the second sprint race of the season in 2025 with another one. Hamilton again having good form, crucial timing of his pit stop, elevating him to another top 3. His best results this year have come in Formula One sprint races for Ferrari. But Lando Norris knows this feeling from last year. He'll wait for the safety car to move away, and we're not racing to the line, but we will see confirmation of what that graphic tells us. Lando Norris will come out of the 19th and final corner. The safety car peels in. The timing of the safety car was absolutely crucial for Lando Norris, who will surely appear in our picture. And Lando Norris wins once again in Miami. He takes the checkered flag ahead of his teammate to take a point out of him in the World Championship standings. Then it's Piastri in second place for a McLaren 1-2. Lewis Hamilton is in third. Alex Albon P4. And then it is Russell, Stroll with his 3rd point score of the season, Liam Lawson with his 1st point score of the season, and Oliver Behrman in 8th. The penalty for an unsafe release, absolutely crucial. Max Verstappen goes from 6 points to none, and that could well play a part in the World Championship come the end of the year.
Cool, P1, well done.
Yeah, lovely job. Well done, boys.
Calm, but back on track for Lando Norris. Smiles all round for McLaren, and with Red Bull there having that mishap in the pits, it's not the first time we've seen it, the pit lane issues. We saw it for them in Bahrain on a race that went away and the red light wasn't working, and that...
Cool, P1, well done.
Yeah, lovely job. Well done, boys.
On no points. Great result for Alex Albon, 4th. Big result for Lance Stroll, once again picking up points for Aston Martin. Might be wondering how Stroll managed to get through. Ollie Behrman takes a point as well, and those guys just pitted so early. They pitted right at the very start with Lewis Hamilton, and the same way it worked out for Hamilton, it worked out for Stroll as well. Stroll his way through.
Stroll did indeed. He finished 10 places up. Lawson finished 7 places up. Behrman up 11. Tsunoda just missing out 9/10 of a second out of the points.
Well done, Oscar.
Yeah, thanks. Don't think I'll be buying any lottery tickets in this place.
Save the luck for tomorrow, mate.
Last year, timing the safety car went against him. This year, it's cost him a point in the World Championship. But the man who has so much support around the world